Hello and welcome to Portia, Raw and Real, the podcast that comes after some of your favorite episodes of Portia, where we invite some of our guests who had amazing conversations. Not that they're not all amazing, but there's some that make you go, ooh, wee. We need to dig a little deeper with this one and just go a little bit more raw and real. And the ladies from our Ready to Date show, oh my goodness. It was a given we were going to have a podcast and a conversation. So thank you for watching that episode. If you missed it, let me tell you right now, you maybe hit pause, go to PortiaShow.com and look for Ready to Date. And then hit play. Because these ladies right here, absolutely amazing. So I'm going to allow you to introduce yourselves. But I want to make it clear, we wanted to make sure that we had women from every sort of age bracket. The only group missing is a 20-something. But Miss Jaquela is still close enough to it that it works. So I want to start, though, with Dr. Stacii Jae Johnson.
Yes.
Soon to be changing the last name because you are engaged. Congratulations to you. But, I mean, accomplished author and relationship, family.
Absolutely. So I have a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. I've been helping people with the tools to create, cultivate, and keep healthy romantic relationships for over a decade.
The healthy part is my favorite part.
That part. And I always say with good men.
With good men, yes.
Because my mother had 4 husbands, but none of them good.
Ooh,
you see what I'm saying? So that's why I got to be real specific when I talk to ladies. And they're looking for good men.
Right, and I think it's important to note this is your first marriage.
Absolutely. So, and I'm 53.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to say I'm 53. I'll be 54 in January. And Portia, when I tell you, I've been asked to be married. But I said no because, I mean, my mother had 4 husbands. My grandmother had multiple husbands. And I knew coming from that, what did I have to give?
That really stuck with you, didn't it?
The same thing over that they did. Yeah. And I just did not want to do that.
The lessons we learned from our parents, ladies, would you agree about whether they were married, single, divorced, all of that resonates. And you talked about that in the show, and I'm so glad you brought that up here, just observing what they did and what we want to do and maybe what we don't want to do.
Absolutely.
And next we have Miss Jaquela. How are you, Jaquela?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you so much for staying for the podcast. Tell us just a little bit about you.
So I'm Jaquela. I'm 32. I'm an executive assistant, and I'm looking and ready to date.
Understood. Serial dater or one at a time?
Serial dater.
Gotcha.
Good for you.
And then we've got Sharonda, actress, television personality, and
celebrity hairstylist.
Celebrity hairstylist. And we have seen you on some very popular reality shows as well. Tell us about you and what your status is. Serial dater or one at a time?
Well, it's been a one day at a time.
Yes.
Which I don't find that to be working anymore.
Okay.
Because I'm so speechless.
I'm saying, she did it in the show too. She started with
because
the
I'm just so speechless when it comes to that. Because I like what I like. I'm kind of traditional, old school, and I look for that in men. Because those type of guys used to work for me before. So trying to have that now, today, in this generation is not working. And I find myself not liking anything else. So when I find something close to that, I hold on to it. Or I try to hold on.
Old-fashioned fellow? Or?
No, but still like up to date. Like,
yeah.
Because the last one I dated was younger, which was new for me. Yeah. But he has those
that's so fun.
old school morals about him. He has the old school morals.
The old school values.
He's just younger.
Yeah.
But not ready.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this, and it's like, I just need you to be ready, but you're not. And I can't make him do that. I never had to do that.
And plus we're at an age, I think all of us, where we know you're not going to make a man do anything. That's
exactly.
not a good model. Shadana, tell me about your story. I know you are real estate broker, developer, also do television production, and very successful. And I remember you mentioning in the show, sometimes men are intimidated because there's no secret. You are you're doing well. You are
Yes.
comfortable and ready to find somebody equally yoked. But that doesn't mean you're like, you got to be this, you got to do this, right?
No,
Explain.
I'm discerning, but I'm not picky. And I've found that
Good
several
distinction,
men,
right?
you know, right now, Portia, I'm actually happy in the space that I'm in.
Yeah.
Before I tried to either dumb down, you know, my success, which was difficult for me. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I want somebody to appreciate my authentic self.
Let me ask you why you felt like you had to dumb down. And just quickly raise your hand, and even for you, Doc. If
Yeah.
you had to ever dumb down to date. No
Yeah,
dumbing down.
that was a term of you're a boss chick, or you're this or you're that, and I'm like, I'm not that. I'm Shadana. I chose to be, you know, who I am because I come from a family of trailblazers. I come from, you know, my mom was a trailblazer, my grandmother was a trailblazer, so it's in my blood.
Yeah,
You know,
I
to
like that.
succeed and excel and be ambitious. But a lot of the men that I'm around these days, they're thinking, I don't need them because I'm this or I'm that, but I'm just Shadana, and I'm one of those women that still, I need a man. Like, can I put it on a poster? I need one. I
Yes.
kissed several frogs, and I'm
Honey.
waiting for my prince, my Boaz. I want my sugar woman.
I
Like,
see.
Stacey, like, where's my sugar
Waiting for the
woman?
Boaz.
But,
I
you
understand.
know, that's just where I am right now.
Yeah.
I love that you are honest about I need a man.
Yes.
Women I meet sometimes, they are just so, I'm a boss this, I don't need nobody. No, girl, you need a man. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's so powerful that you just said
It
that.
is,
I'm
because
stuck
I
right
know
there.
a lot of women who will say that privately, but for some reason feel like it makes you weak to say,
I believe it's the
need."
times. I believe
Yeah.
it's the generation.
need
They
it
listening
real
to
bad.
everybody's thoughts and they process on that right there with what she just said.
That's
Yeah.
power.
And that
It
is
really
a problem
is.
My
because
girls
they
talk-
act like they don't need a man, but we do. 'Cause
Yeah.
I do
What do
too,
you
so I
need
agree.
them for? That's
My
what I
girl
want to
said,
be.
if you call
I want
me
to ask
to
that.
pick up one more couch to make one more run to Home Depot, because I'm in construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though I'm in construction, I'm still feminine. I still love my, you know, my feminine things, my makeup, my hair, my, you know, my lipstick. And I just want to be a lady at
Yeah.
home. I don't want to be a boss at home. I want to be a lady.
Right.
I want to sit on the passenger seat, let him pump the gas,
Him pick
and
you up.
recline my seat.
Now
Can
he's
you
got
do
to
that
let-
though?
Drive.
Look,
Can
Shadonna,
you do
not
it?
for
Yeah.
her.
Dr. Stacey's question was,
Can you do that? Can you allow him to do that, to lead?
Absolutely.
Really? Even if he
I
is
put
not
my hands
leading
just like this.
you in the direction
And when
that
the
you
bill
would
comes,
want
we're
to
out
go.
to dinner, I look the other way and just let him.
Even
swipe
if
his
it's
credit
leading
card.
where, no, not just paying, but even if it's leading in a direction that you may not have considered, that is so different for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I yearn for that. That's my heart's desire. So.
Okay.
But it took some time to get to that point, right? I think for all of us, right? And our desires change, right? I'm 51, and I was 30 when I was 32. I was already married, but I think what we understand about what we like about people, and what we love about people, what we like and love about ourselves changes over the years.
I can
So as
see-
a 51-year-old divorcee, I'm like, what? What is? Who are these people?
Yeah.
What is this?
And the reason I wanted to stay there is because I can say that was one of my challenges. Like I would say out of my mouth, I wanted to be led, but I didn't understand what a man leading me had to feel like. So
What did you have to change, Doc?
God, I had to honestly. That's why I go back to collaboration. I said it on the show. I didn't have to
And explain.
compromise,
Yeah,
but I had to learn to collaborate because for me, I wanted it one way, but I would say I would want to be led. Well, girl, how that
which
makes
is
sense,
it?
right?
Yeah.
So I had to unlearn
Yeah.
some beliefs about what being led means.
Let me ask you, were
Yeah.
you one of those women who, the concept of submission, did that make you go,
Yeah,
I'm
because
not-
all of the men my mother married, they were fixer-uppers. So, yeah, she'd be like, ooh, 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 ooh. That's okay, it's gonna change. And I'd be like, what, about her men, like, it's gonna change. Don't get, because we're gonna change that. And of course, being her daughter, I was it don't matter how you show up. I know who I am.
Yeah.
So then for me, trusting a man to lead me, that's why I asked you that. It was one of the hardest things, which led me to even creating a methodology that I teach called Surrender, Allow, Be, which allows women to, myself initially, to just surrender to the moment, right? Allow myself to be in, even if I'm uncomfortable,
Yeah.
right?
let me ask
Okay.
you, Sharona, is that Is that a challenge for you? Surrender being and
Surrender, allow, be. It is the
that a challenge
cornerstone
for
of
you?
being a feminine woman.
No, I don't have a problem with that. I want you to come and pick me up. I don't want to pull up.
But see, we're talking about we're talking about the very elementary things about surrender, allow, be. I'm talking about being a black woman. You like your house a certain way, and you have a man coming in and wanting to change things, or wanting to maybe because they don't always put their socks where you want them to go.
Right.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's a conversation because I like things a certain way, and
So
I need
there-
you to
there you
like
have
things
it.
a certain way,
So
almost
you're
like how
saying
I
you
like it.
order, but you're open to a different model of order, or
Yeah,
the order
I'm
you
open to
have
it.
is the definition of order?
No,
There we go, Portia. Yeah, because it sounds like the order she has is the definition of order.
no order as in I need you to meet me halfway. Order.
That's reasonable.
No, that's
right?
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
easy.
order I mean.
Y'all giving it real pretty. It's easily said. I guess I'm the only transparent one up here.
No,
That's count me in on this.
No, because
Yeah.
for real,
I'll be
that is
transparent
hard
with
to
you.
do.
Well,
Yeah.
I know,
That is
but if that's
hard.
what you expect, what else to expect?
Let me do this. We'll pause right here. Jakayla, I want to bring you in as the youngest at the table. never married, right? No
Correct.
children?
No children.
And so you are in a space that I think it looks a little different from some of us because you have goals from the youngest perspective and sort of this, I want to be married and have children. What do you find is the challenge for you?
I would say for me, I think to just really put my all into somebody because I'm so used to doing everything by myself. And so to bring another man in to like,
How long was your longest relationship in your 20s or even now in your early 30s?
my longest is 7 years, but my most
Wait a
recent-
minute. You were with somebody for 7 years in your 20s.
It was off and on, but it's from high school to college,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then my most recent was 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are kind of in it to win it. You are,
Yeah.
I mean, you're a serial dater now, but I guess that's part of the reason why.
I've kind of
right?
always been a serial dater until I find the right
Clearly.
one. Like I've always been told not to put all your eggs in one basket until, you find that right golden egg. So
Dr. J, how long, listen, I meant Dr. Stacey, but it's going to be Dr. Jason.
That's
kind of
okay.
a-
That's okay.
Listen,
I flow.
how, yes, you do. How hard is it for women, really of every age group, to really get to a point where they're trusting themselves enough? Because
Yeah.
there's this concept of just being a little like, what am I doing wrong? Is it me? But then you're like, no, I've put in the work. I've done all this therapy.
Yeah.
I know my
Therapy
judgment is
great,
good.
but therapy to me, as a therapist, okay,
Yeah.
a person who has been a therapist, but I choose to only be a coach with a degree
Mm-hmm.
of a therapist now. Therapy to me is like your primary practice doctor.
Okay.
It's not like a coach is really there to help you fine tune in the area of dating and love or whatever your goals are.
Mm-hmm,
So absolutely, every client I have says that they have a therapist. But really that therapist is there to help you with your mental health,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A coach, a dating coach really helps you align to win, to win the game. What are your goals? And then for me, I have my girls on a year trajectory. Like we go through quarter to quarter
wow.
to quarter so that everybody that I'm working with consistently is either engaged or looking to talking about marriage by the fourth quarter.
How do you, let's tag in on.
We real intentional and clarity with,
Have any of you been that intentional about here's where I'm starting and a year from now, I can imagine, even if you haven't met him, has anybody ever been that intentional? I'm going to start. I have not. I mean, and I was married, but I married the man I met in college, and we were together for all of my 20s, all of my 30s, and then at 39 there were some changes, and so here we are now, almost 10 years divorced. So I don't know. I had no instruction for how do you map out. All of a sudden, you're 40 and single. So have any of you mapped out what it looks like now that you kind of have a sense?
no.
Yeah,
I got some work to
intentional
do.
with everything else, though. Ask them how intentional they are with their careers, raising children, all of that. Like we met
good
that.
point.
Yeah, black women, we gonna boom, boom, boom that. But love, I mean, I like him, he like me. Let's just figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. As opposed to what you did to
Yeah,
start
I
your
can say that
business,
I've
what you
started
did
now,
to
Dr.
succeed.
Stacey. When I meet someone, I tell them right away what my intentions are. I'm dating with intention. I want to be married. I'm marriage minded.
Yeah.
Within the first few dates.
Within
or
the first few dates.
Do you
But
allow the
no,
conversation
that I
to come
haven't
up, or
done.
do you just show up? I am dating with intention.
No,
I am dating
I
with
allow it to come
Here's
up.
the letter. Have you ever, never,
that.
sometimes, always? That's a no-no.
Yeah,
Stop
no, don't do
doing
that.
that.
I
Stop
allow
asking
it to
these men
come
on their
up,
business
but
on
I'm
the
not
first
going
date.
to
Right?
accelerate.
Okay,
You know,
good for
whatever
you.
it is,
Good for you.
the
You're not
relationship is
gonna
going to
press.
be
Yeah.
unless they know that early on. So
Sharon, I want to pull you in here because you said not something you have done.
I don't normally go in like that. But that's been a conversation lately. That's
Okay.
been a conversation all this year.
Do you think
actually,
it's because
when we talk about relationships?
Do you did you not do it because you thought it would scare men? What was?
I
what
just
stopped you from
haven't
doing
done it yet. It's a conversation I said I was gonna do.
Yeah.
The next time I meet somebody, but actually I did meet somebody not too long ago,
Okay,
and
hey.
they mentioned it to me.
And what
So
did you
I was
say?
like, okay, we might have something, but he's young still, another young one.
But did you answer candidly or did you answer in a guarded way?
No, I answered candidly.
Okay,
He
okay.
said, well, do you want to be married? Because I was married before. I said, you was? I said, yeah. I said, oh, okay. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he might be all right. He's been married before. He's responsible. He know what to do, and he know what not to do. One kid. I said, okay, he might be all right. But
Let me interject here.
It's long
Is that
distance
true? Because
again.
I think we all think, all of my single girlfriends, we're all like, I want a divorcee. I want somebody who's had to thug this
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
respectfully to my husband,
Yeah.
right? But I want somebody who's been through some stuff.
Yeah.
Is that the truth, or are we not giving
That's how I
men
feel
I
about it.
who are
gravitate to
still
that as well. I
single
gravitate
men?
to men that's
Yeah.
had the experience.
I-
I
benefit of
believe
being-
that
having been
research
single.
has shown that men who have been through a relationship, married, not just in a relationship, their second marriage tends to be better than the first one. Now, if they continue to divorce after the second, the statistic goes down. Like if you're on a third marriage, then that and a guy, it's something going on with him. But usually the second
How long
one,
did you? Pardon the interruption. How long did you and your fiance know each other before?
only 6 months.
So you went from the day you met to a proposal.
By my birthday, we met June. Actually,
Did you know
might
it was
be later.
coming? Did you
June
sense it?
16th
Yeah.
was our first meeting, and we were engaged by January 31st.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you know?
And my
it was-
fiance is younger than me.
Oh, how many
By how
years?
much?
How many years?
He wouldn't want me to tell anybody, but I
Okay.
would say he's
It's a
more
few.
than 4 years.
Okay, I
younger
got you.
than me, yeah.
Younger, older. Oh,
Younger
think
men
for-
gravitate to me for
Me
whatever
too.
reason.
Yeah, I'm
Why
all
is
for
young
it.
jokers
They
all
feel it's an honor and a privilege.
yes,
I'm
they
going
are a
for
little
it.
bit more enthusiastic about
And then
showing
men
up.
in their 50s want to be my daddy, but the younger men,
Yeah.
they're stepping up.
It's the
Younger,
younger
Well,
one.
he's
older.
in his late
Younger.
40s, though, y'all. So he's
Okay.
not 30-something.
Okay. Younger.
Because
You pref-
the guy I was just dating, he's younger, and the one I just met, he's younger. They're about the same age. I said, oh, okay, this is what it is then. I
yeah.
guess that's the
Decay,
age
I'm
bracket
having a
for me.
feeling you
Trend for them.
younger for you is gonna sometimes be a little tricky. I'm assuming
Yeah,
you
I
date
would
your
say-
same age or a little
same
bit
age,
older.
A little older, a little younger.
stay within your
Yeah,
bracket.
Yeah, within the bracket.
Within the bracket.
Thank you.
Dr. Stacey, you talk about misinterpreting intentions, overcompensating to prove worth, avoiding vulnerability. So these are some of the things that
Yes.
sometimes women, because it always starts with the woman in the mirror, right? We cannot go, it was him, it's him, it's him, without looking at what it is that we're contributing,
Yeah,
right?
a lot of times a man can say, so why are you single? Women go into defense mode. Like, what is the problem?
I don't like that question.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
But
just
see-
be honest, you
but
just
see what I'm
triggered
saying?
me.
I know, right? But that's a trigger.
Yeah.
But why is that a trigger?
It's
He
not a
could
trigger
just
for me.
literally just really want to know the
Yeah.
answer.
Right.
But we have so much stuff, our trash, associated with that answer because of culture, what we see in our environment, from Instagram to TV to the movies, the stuff we tell ourselves,
Yeah.
to where that's an insulting question.
Yeah. I think it's the still part. Why are you still?
Ah.
Why are you single for some reason hits differently than why are you still? Because it suggests you just been out here all them years, you ain't found no
But
guy.
what about
not the
that's
case.
not what it suggests though, Portia. That's what it suggests.
Okay,
for
so
you.
I'll be
Okay,
honest,
look,
because that's what it suggests
Portia's like,
sometimes when I ask.
right.
Because I'm like,
It's a common question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a common question, and the word "still" might resonate different from him than
Yeah.
it does with you. Words of
Yeah.
power, right?
And maybe that's my own thing.
That
Why-
is your own thing, Portia.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes, yes.
Some of the other things, you mentioned trash, but you're not talking about their trash. The
No.
folks we're dating, our own. So before
Yeah.
you talk about that,
Okay.
quick round robin, what's your trash that you've had to throw away to have a healthier dating space?
My trash was just making the time. Just making the time and being intentional about this is my man and this is what he needs when we're in this space together.
Right. Right.
and just keeping that space sacred. So that was
Yeah.
my trash. So now that I've, dated and I've come around the block a time or two, I'm ready to dedicate myself in that way.
Gotcha. Sharonda, what is your trash? What
I
have you
don't-
had to throw away, or what are you working on throwing away?
I'm sorry.
Those are
I
safe space. Safe space.
got
What's
no
your
trash.
trash? What are you throwing away? What you throwing away? What you throwing away?
It's so funny to me.
I just don't feel like I have no trash.
Wait a minute.
I don't
Sharonda.
The name of the book
I
is
got hold
Don't
of
Be
it.
a Tar.
know that?
A T-A-W.
I
What's
do
that?
not
What is the
have
Don't
no
be a
baggage.
tar.
What's a
I
tar?
don't
What's a tar?
have no baggage.
Okay, not baggage, but just
your trash is the characteristic, the traits about yourself that keep you single. The choices that you make that are not honestly working on your behalf.
I expect him to come at me like I come at him. I'm not going to change that.
But that's not.
Okay,
I don't think that that's
like
something
trash could be, are you bossy? Are you controlling? Trash could be, you see what
No,
I'm saying?
I'm a bit bossy, but I meet
See,
guys
look at
that's
that.
bossy
Look,
too.
okay.
So let me ask
I'm
you
just
this.
gonna open my book.
Let
and
me
read
ask you
it.
We
this.
be like, I'm like, no, like I have like this,
It's
this
hilarious.
challenging personality. So me dating somebody or being in a relationship with somebody, they almost have to challenge me for me to really like them.
Is
That's trash
challenging-
too.
Is,
Well, if that's
That's
trash, then that's
toxic.
trash.
is challenge your love language? Do you,
I would
are
say
you
so.
naturally kind of
I would say so.
conflict, but not because you try to start something, but that's just how you
I
you
believe
communicate?
that's what it is because
Has
I feel
that
like however
been-
I'm being,
Has that
if
something
you're
that's
not
been-
going to challenge it, it might not work for me.
Is that something that's ever been criticized? And
Your bossiness, your controlling, your...
No, but I'm not controlling like that to where I'm like, you running away from me. No. I just
Jaquela.
I just need you to meet me halfway. I just need
Okay,
you to
hold on. I want to get a little bit. I got to get a little bit.
I need you to understand who I am.
I would say for me, it's being softer.
Wait, so you were too hard and you're trying to throw
Not
away hard,
necessarily
or
too
you're
hard,
too
I
soft
just
and then you
too
get taken
independent
advantage of?
and not asking for help and
Do
letting
you
them
let
feel
gentlemen
needed.
open doors, or do you just walk up? Because
They be walking too slow, so I pull the door open.
You
but
can't.
yeah.
You got. Listen,
I know.
Listen to Auntie here. I had to get chin checked on opening the door for myself, right? I had to learn. I've just, because I'm used to always going. And a brother told me, he's like, please don't touch that door. Please let me treat you like the gentleman that I am. You've gotten that before?
Just opening the door. I might be on a date and just open it. I got it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
One guy
just
told me, he
used to
said,
doing
you
this
sit
on
in
my
that car. And I was
But
like,
you
sir,
say
yes,
that.
sir. Sitting in the car, waiting for you to open it.
I've said that in the past on a date with someone, like in past like years, like at a restaurant we leaving and I'm walking in front of him and I open the door for myself and he behind me.
And then he opens the door and what you say?
No, and he said, I got it. I was like, oh, okay. I'm just, that's the independence in me.
Yeah.
And, it's a cocky confidence thing. Like, oh,
So here's
I mean,
what
I wasn't
know.
paying the bill.
Right.
But I was willing to, no, I wasn't.
Here's
and
what
I
I-
didn't.
okay,
but I was
good.
willing to open
Here's
the door
what I
for
know.
myself.
There is a woman who can relate to every single woman at this
That is
table,
right.
So no judgment. It's a safe space for all of us to be our unapologetic,
Yes.
insert adjective selves here,
Yes.
right?
Right.
But as we close, I just want to hear, and I'm going to end with you, Dot.
Okay.
But I just want to hear sort of the lessons you have learned. And I don't want to do the what would you tell your younger self, because your younger self ain't out here trying to date, right? But the lesson for the women who can relate to you and your circumstances, what can we do differently?
Personally, Portia, I've learned to just be happy and still where I am. I'm actually enjoying my singleness, working on myself, taking myself on dates. I took myself on a picnic to, Piedmont Park.
Yeah.
I'm going to DR, for the new year.
Oh, we're going
I'm
to
just-
the.
Yeah, we're going to DR.
Did you
We're
say
going
that?
to DR.
Oh, we're going to the Dominican Republic, are we?
I've just learned to be
When do I need
anxious
to
for
go?
nothing because
Yeah.
I've learned that when I was anxious, I was making the wrong choices. So
Yeah,
I'm letting the men
moving desperately a
come
little
to
bit.
me. Yeah, not in desperation, but it's just, he might be the one because he called me 3 times in a row. Or he, took me on 2 nice dates.
Right. How
So
do you
I've
feel
just
about
learned to kinda
what do they call it? Spinning the block. What's it called?
Spinning the block.
Spinning the block. Are you a spin the block? Are you no?
I
that
haven't
block has
been.
got road construction permanently.
I can
Go
say
back
at
down.
51, I've been more discerning.
Yeah.
So I can say that particular person left my, whatever my sphere, my block
Yes.
for a reason.
That's
so
it.
now I'm just content with, being
Right.
single and 51. And
I
he's
like
going to
it.
come, Boaz, call me.
I love it. Sharonda, for the sisters out there who can relate to you and your strong and beautiful personality, What do you
That is a
say?
fact.
That is a fact. What do you say, just briefly, from the lessons you have learned about how you got here? Because I do want to point, you have been married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the lesson for the women in this season, like you. Very strong personality.
Well, if I'm dating one at a time, it's not but so much I can tell anyone when it comes to dating. Because multiple women, like you said, is multiple women watching the show and have different,
Right. But the women who
outlooks
can
on
connect to
different
you.
I date one guy at a time.
I got you. And just keep it rolling.
But
got
I
you.
spin the block. And me spinning the
You
block,
are
I'm a spinner blocker. And
Really?
it works for me. But once again, Portia, it goes back to what I'm used to because I have a type and I have a kind
Yeah.
of guy that I like that I'm not looking. Hopefully he find me. It's not happening. And I
Yeah.
don't like that it's not happening. So I'm not really.
Can we
I'm
take a
trying to
moment to
change
celebrate the
over, but if it's not gonna
You
be
were just vulnerable there, sis.
because I'm not. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
It's not giving me what I'm used to, and I'm not stuck. Let's just be clear. I'm not stuck.
Okay.
But certain morals and certain guys that have them old school ways about them like I do, but still updated today,
Yeah.
that's what I like. That's
got
what
you.
I want. If I don't
You like them
have
old
that-
school, but a little younger. I got you.
Yeah,
I
and
love
they
you.
still
Yeah.
chase. The
Yeah.
guys today, they're not chasing.
Yeah, I definitely
I don't
chase
know
me.
anything
Chase
else.
me.
I've
Respectfully.
been chasing.
Not
I've been
pre-
being
I'm not-
chased
don't sweat me,
for
just
years.
chase
Since
me.
I've been old enough to date, I've been being chased. They're not doing that no more. I don't like it.
Jacayla.
I'll say have fun.
Okay, Sharonda. Okay, Sharonda. She like, I don't
Okay.
like it.
I don't, because it's just
We're all
stupid.
clear on
It's
the
what
part you
men's
don't
supposed
like.
to do.
Jacayla,
I
sweet
love
pea.
Say have fun and don't be a desperate dater. Just find your right type, date serially, see who you like. Cause plenty of men out there. Yeah,
I
serially.
love it. I love urgency and millennials. I love it. Doc, for you, and just some pearls of wisdom too.
Whew, pearls of wisdom. Well, first of all, I believe, as I stated, that we all should surrender to the process of dating and really educate ourselves on what dating is. And you see what I'm saying? Because a
Yeah.
lot of us, you
'Cause
just
the
go from
different
liking a
definitions.
boy,
Yeah,
oh, he
too.
cute, to liking to dating, and then you end up in a relationship and you look back. And it's like, what was I doing?
What was I doing? Yeah,
Right.
I
So
saw the
understand there's a
flags long
process.
time.
Yeah, there's a process to dating. Just like there's a process. I asked this one girl once, I was like, so if I told you I give you $100,000 raise to learn how to date, would you do it? She said, girl, yeah, what in the world? Why wouldn't I? I said, so now that I don't have the $100,000 on the table,
Why isn't it
what is your
still-
reluctancy to really learn what dating is
Right.
and how to be a successful dater?
To your point
And-
about how we've been intentional about getting our careers lined up and all those things.
And then
I hear-
learning men. Learning, not understanding. I will never understand why my fiance can go to the kitchen, get a bowl of spaghetti, and for some reason the spaghetti bowl ends up back in the kitchen, but the fork to the spaghetti is still on
the table.
On the table. I'm like,
Yeah.
how the
That's genetic, I think.
does that fork not be with that? You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But then I know the man that I have who washes my clothes every Saturday and folds them. So
Oh.
instead of being the woman who says, babe,
Let that man leave that fork on the table if he's folding
I
clothes.
fork and I put it up.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
see, that's learning my man.
What
And
are
a
we
lot
gonna
of
do?
times we're fighting for our way, for what we used to. Whenever I collaborated, I said, now I could talk about that fork and how, or I could get this fork because I ain't had to fold no clothes or wash none in a
Yeah.
very long time.
Oh my
Right?
goodness.
So really learning
What's
men.
his brother's name? I'm sorry. I did not. Edit. It's okay.
So learning men
Yeah.
and learning the process of dating, and don't think that it's something wrong with me because I have to learn men and learn how to date.
Yeah.
I think successful women, as all of you are, we put process and be okay with processes to do everything else. But
Right.
why not understanding how to date and learning men?
Does
Yeah.
anybody have a date, if I may ask? And I'll be the first to answer. The answer is no. Does anybody have a date, sort of, or somebody in mind that you're going to be going out on a date with? And is there something that you learned from this conversation that's going to maybe shape how you engage in the next relationship or just the next person you meet if you don't have a date? I don't have a date. So I'll start. A lot. A lot. I love this concept of the collaboration versus, because I've always been a collaboration versus competition. It is never a competition. I love men so much. I don't want to compete with you. But I just need you to understand what this packaging looks like and be that person. So for me, I need to lean in more on the collaboration. How about you, Shadana?
I don't have a date in the pipeline, but I do have a couple of prospects that are looming.
Okay.
So, Dr. Stacey, what should I do about my prospects?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, first of all, surrender, allow, be. Just date. I call men out, and it's a little secret. I usually don't tell this to anybody unless they're coaching with me. All of the men you date are your experiments. They're experiments because women tend to want to show up and make it something. An experiment, everything that goes into an experiment is what? It's experiential. We're just seeing where this goes. Exactly. Which takes all of the angst off of he needs to be something to get the second date.
And I like that you're not objectifying the man as an experiment, as I'm going to fix. It is going to be in this experiment together, in this experience.
Exactly.
Really,
so
together.
that we can both get what we want. So I would say with you, date them all three of them. Too. You said there's a couple of them, and then a few. Okay, come on, a few, and then just show up as your best self. I would also suggest that you don't try to thrust, push, move things forward or anything. And I also suggest that you affirm a man. A man wants to show up as your Superman, so affirm the smallest of things, not just the big stuff, but the small. Oh my! Even if he texts you, say to, and you would prefer a call, say, oh. You don't know how my toes start to tingle when you text me that I just saw your text. Oh, it just, my whole face lit up. You see what I'm saying? Letting him know how that made you feel.
As we wrap up, quick question from you, Sharon.
Look at Sharon.
That made all of us
She She is funny.
I done winked the eye at Dr. Stacey over there.
You like that. Obviously, you're taking that to your next date.
That one may work. I do have a date. He doesn't live here.
Okay.
And he's coming this month. Oh, it's December.
Good. Okay.
He's
okay.
He's very tentative. I speak to him every single day. He calls me every single day. And there's certain things that I say to him on the phone, and he'll bring it up maybe a day or two later. And I'll be like, you really paying attention?
He's listening. So
I cannot believe this. He's younger. But I'm like, wow, you really remember that I said that to you the other day? I like that.
And maybe stop being surprised because he's showing you who he is and embrace that as opposed to maybe waiting for
And
it
this
to
is the one that
change.
was married before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's in a young meaning, in his 30s, he's almost 40.
Okay.
And I say when you, that was so good, Portia. When you said that surprise, act like this is what you're used to. Maybe have that be more your inner dialogue. Like, ooh, you did that. I ain't used to that. Because it makes a man feel like he's holding you up here. Oh, you not used to it? Oh, I was thinking
let
you
me
was,
just come on down
yeah,
here.
yeah, I was thinking you was
feed
used to it.
Yeah.
Right. So allow yourself to.
Once my confidence kick in and that conversation is flowing, I'm like, oh yeah, because I did that already.
No, don't say I did that.
No, not saying I say that. No, not saying I say that. But my confidence is like, oh yeah, because we go there. I went there before. I would, whatever it is that I did before, I may say it instead of be like, oh, okay, that's fine. Because sometimes they'll say, have you been here? Have you done that? If I haven't done it, no. But should I lie and be like, no, and I have? Just dumbing it down because I'm not dumbing it down.
Jacqueline, I'm question for Dr.
I wanted to know, so I'm still in my healing phase, so I don't have any dating prospects in the pipeline. So I wanted to know, how long do you think a woman should heal or a man should heal before they jump into another relationship?
Well, healing, I mean, are you healing from domestic abuse? Like, there's different levels. What type of healing? Because that's a whole nother thing. Girl, well, first of all, if he gone, say bye and start dating tomorrow. Like, if it's not anything, no, literally, seriously, why are we waiting so long? I don't believe.
Even when there's that lingering thing, that thing that they would say or do.
If a man does not want you, why are we lingering?
That's it.
If a man does not want you, why are we lingering?
That's it. That's it for me right there.
Why are we lingering?
That's it for me right there, because I can't.
What do we allow?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was for me.
Why are you staying? That's what I got to ask myself sometimes. Why are you staying?
Unless it's something serious that you're healing from, like narcissistic,
Yeah,
that's something different, domestic abuse, mental or physical, any of those things. But if he just decides, girl, date tomorrow, if you was my client, we'd be like, okay, great for him. Now let's figure out, let's look at your profile online.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
listen,
We are
ladies,
not.
I can't even believe we're out of time because I feel like we just started. So I want you to do this. Tell folks where they can find you on social media if you want to do that. If not, you don't have to. But I want to start with you, just where folks can find
Absolutely.
your book.
Oh, and this is my book, Don't Be a Tar.
And TAR stands for you.
How to avoid the decisions and habits of a typical ass woman to get the man you want to want you. Exactly. Because I spent a lot of years as a TAW.
Oh, I love the
I did. All
transparency.
right.
Thank you.
So
Thank
my
you. Thank you.
Instagram, yeah, absolutely. My Instagram is @JustDateGirl, and Dr. Stacii is STACII.
2 eyes.
Yes.
2 eyes. Anybody want to share where?
Okay.
I am Dr. Shadonna Alexander on Instagram. My Instagram is Shadidi7, and my Facebook is Shadizi Alexander.
Yes, indeed.
And I am Sharonda Official, and my Instagram is Sharonda Official.
Official. And that's SHA.
SHA.
I'm on Instagram and I'm JKB, JAYYKAYYB.
Girl, but listen, that's how we know the youngest one at the table.
That's how you know she's a
Official.
millennial.
That's my
That's how you know she's a millennial.
Just look for the cute little one. Ladies, I cannot thank you enough for the show, for this candor, for the conversation. I know that there are so many women who feel seen and heard from this. I have just loved this. I kind of feel like we need to circle back in about 6 months and see how everybody's doing.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching this episode. Go ahead and tell your friends where to find it, because you know all your girlfriends are represented in this episode of Portia Raw and Real. Be sure to watch The Portia Show, 7 p.m. weeknights on Fox Soul, and of course in Atlanta, in San Francisco, Orlando, on all the platforms. And let us know what you think. Give us some feedback at PortiaShow@Fox.com and the Portia TV Show social media pages. All right? Thank you, ladies. It was so much fun. We'll see you next time.